Hi everyone, and welcome to the Pathbreakers, the podcast that celebrates leadership and meaningful change. And this show is presented to you by the Royal Embassy of the Kingdom of Belgium here in the Philippines, the Asbury Membership Club, Asia Pacific Films Institute, and Adobo Magazine. And I am your host for this episode. I am Rhadem Musawah, and today we have a wonderful guest whose voice has been shaping Philippine journalism and how we do advocacies. An award-winning broadcast journalist, television host, a strong advocate, known for her fearless reporting and commitment to highlighting and supporting the lives of marginalized communities. As a news anchor, a documentary filmmaker, a women advocate, she has also dedicated her career to shedding light on the realities of persons with disabilities, women, children, and the fight against hunger and malnutrition. Today, we'll explore her journey as a journalist in a male-dominated industry and her transition to documentary filmmaking and how she balances her professional life and personal life in making impact onto the lives of other people. Let's dive into her inspiring story. Please welcome Angela Lagunzad Castro. Angela, thank you so much for the opportunity to be able to hear your story and of course for making time for this show. Thank you.
Of course, basta ikaw, Rhadem. Thanks for inviting me as well.
So how have you been doing lately? I mean, you have several shows right now.
I have a show right now in TV5. It's a morning show. It's called Good Morning Kapatid. It airs weekly, 5:30 to 8 a.m. and then followed by my newscast with Diego, which is it's called News and Views now. And then that airs from 10 to 11. And then on the side, we have hosting, events, documentary making, and we're really busy right now because of the upcoming midterm elections. So we have a lot of different shows that carry election stuff.
And that also imposes some certain nuances in delivering the news with all these noises from different politicians running for public service. And how do we, in a way, filter what's the truth and what's meritable in everything that all these candidates has been saying in public?
Actually, you don't need to filter Diba? As much as possible, when you interview yung mga senatoriables ngayon, you show the people who they are and what they can bring to the table, diba, when they get elected. So, that's why we are here, no, to show the people our audience na this is who they are. Diba? Get to know them.
But are you allowed naman to call them out if they say something ridiculous or not truthful?
Yeah, there was a time that I was able to interview one of the labor leaders, si Calyodi. Kasi meron siyang one of his mandates would be tax the wealthy, diba? So sabi ko, takot, galit ka ba sa mga mayayaman? Yung mga ganun. So I think that's more important to the people to be more candid and more truthful in what you do. Kasi otherwise, ano bang ginagawa namin dito?
That's right as well. And I'm sure being a journalist comes with big responsibility in making sure that we, in a way, serve the people in a way like providing them the information that they need and making the public aware of what's happening, not just with all these politicians, but what's happening in the country as a whole.
Yeah.
But let's dive first muna on your personal journey and career beginnings. Of course, people see you on TV and some other platform, and little information about your personal life is really out there in public. You are still one of those mysterious journalists, you know, in some sense. I know you spoke to a lot of, you already spoke as a speaker to a lot of platform events and forums, and I'm sure they have probably touched parts of your personal stories. But I think, hopefully, Pathbreakers will be able to, discover more on who is this person or this woman behind all of this professional image that we have in public. So, was there a defining moment that led you to this path? Because sometimes kasi, when we are younger, we have this certain idea of like what
iba-iba yung nagiging gusto mo.
But biglang you stumbled upon probably a bird from the sky or a personal experience with family that really led you to like, okay, this is what I
I'm
really
going to
want.
do. But first muna, I want to go back to what you've mentioned earlier, that when I talk to other people, when I do speaking engagements or forums, actually it's not more about me. It's more about the topic, the advocacies, no? So this is actually siguro probably the second time that I would be sharing my personal life. First way back, and then now. Medyo nerve-wracking kasi anyway, I'm not really used to talking about myself. So anyway, going back to your question. Okay. So, as far as I can remember, what I really wanted to do since I was a child is to be a broadcaster, to be a reporter, a news anchor. And then I would always hear this story from my mom, and she would tell me na they will always see me holding a brush, mimicking Corina Sanchez, diba? On a mirror. So I would always do that. There was a time in my life that I wanted to join the forces, the army, but I didn't know how to do it. Pero kasi when I was in high school, I joined CAT. No, so I was a corps commander there. But at that time kasi there was no Google yet, diba? And then, well, I came from a broken family, and wala talagang masyado nag-guide sa'yo. Unlike now, diba? Like us, kami ni Diego, we guide our child, diba, sa career path that he wants, etc. But at that time, walang ganun masyado So I didn't know how to enter the army. Tapos, there was a time also that I wanted to be a diplomat. Pero sobrang, lang yun. Sobrang saglit lang yun, in that part of my life. But what's constant is being a journalist, being a broadcast journalist. So, yun talaga.
Bakit? Have you thought any reason why you wanted to? I mean, a lot of kids would say, "Oh, I wanted to be a police because I wanted to protect the voiceless people or people."
But at that time, when I was a little girl, kasi I would always watch the TV. And then I want to do the news. Yun lang yung gusto ko. I want to do the news. And then, of course, later on, napapanood ko pa yung daddy ni Diego, diba? So, but at that time, ngayon siguro, at some point, syempre, you have a mission now. Pag malaki ka na, diba? So, your mission mo is to fight fake news, diba? Deliver the news to, inclusively, diba, to all. So, yung mga ganun. But at first talaga, I just really wanted to do the news. I really want to be. And in fact, when I was in grade school, I was part of our student council's newspaper. Yung mga ganun. So that was the really path that I was going na.
Pero, in the Philippine culture, usually the parents are the one deciding ano yung path na iti-take natin. Like career, choices in life. Ano yung first...
Well,
were you being molded by your family? Or certain family mo
wala.
at
Ito
that
nga
time?
what's unique about this is because I came from, like, on the dad side, no?
Mm-hmm.
My dad's family side. I came from a musically inclined family. My lola, totoo. Ako yung musically declined.
Ano yung first career mo? Like after you graduate, nag-jump ka ba kaagad into journalism or
my
news?
life is very colorful, no? I would say, I'm not siguro if you would have me describe my life in one word, it should be, or it would probably be unconventional, because I did everything opposite the textbook life, no?
Can you give an example?
Ito, baka maiyak ka, Char. So after graduating high school, I went back here in Manila to pursue my college, no? But unfortunately, due to circumstances, I wasn't able to finish it. I had to do jobs. I had to help my mom and my ate, help our family, no? In essence. So I stopped schooling. I started jobs, no? Here, there, to provide for our family. And then finally, I was able to get a job that will help me, finish my studies. Work sa umaga, study sa gabi. But that didn't also push through, no? Because of circumstances. And then I met Diego. 4 years into the relationship, I got pregnant. Diba? After nun, Mio was... How old was Mio then when you proposed? Mio mga 6 years old. He proposed on national TV, on our morning show, diba? And then after that, after 10 years or so, we didn't even get to, to push through with the wedding, no? And I guess life happens, no? And then finally, I was able to do teaching in Trinity University, and then I said, I want to finish my school. I'll be graduating this July. June rather pala. I'm
This
actually,
year?
Yeah, I'm actually finished na last year. Kasi I needed to finish mga 1.5 years lang. So, August last year okay na, but the March will be on June. So, magna cum laude.
Oh! And also naman, I
Yeah.
think, academics and education is a
Yeah.
life journey.
Yeah, I know.
You learn
No, because
every
Rhadem,
day,
here,
and the diploma is just a piece of paper.
exactly,
as well.
no, exactly.
But it's
So,
also an achievement
Yeah,
given that
I've been in the industry, in the broadcast industry for what? Since 2011.
Yes.
So do the math. So mga 14 years, ano? 'Di ba? And then, ano ba? I think, sabi ko nga, I believe in, my mantra in life is my own lane, own race, own pace. So, if ever siguro for others, if they will live their life according to what the social or the society would dictate them, that's okay because that's them. But if some circumstances, diba, would happen along the way, I think it's better to find your own path, carve your own road, and focus on your goals, diba, on achieving your goals. So, if ever, siguro may mga kasabayan ako before na nag-graduate na, they have their own families, and I did it backwards. It's fine. This is my life. The only competition that I have is myself. Ganon.
that is true. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
But we live in this society wherein academic achievement is always being demanded left and right, and some people are not even given the privilege to have a proper work simply because they don't have the master's degree, all of this, but you thrive, you found your way in,
I know.
and now you're graduating.
Yay!
I didn't even know that.
See?
That's nice. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
But most of the journalists are mostly dominated by men. I think I remember growing up, I think parang 3 or 4 lang yung mga women broadcaster in all different channels,
Yeah.
and most of the other broadcasters are all male.
Yeah.
So how do you navigated your way into like having a voice?
Well, being a woman in a historically male-dominated industry, I guess I built my credibility through hard work, focus, and determination, and telling myself that I too deserve a seat in the table. It's challenging but empowering in a sense, no? And I think every day naman kasi, like today, no, every day the narrative is changing, the landscape is changing, na if before hindi pwedeng mag-lead ang babae sa newscast, it's different now, no? If before ito lang yung dapat na gawin na stories ng babae sa journalism industry, it's different now. And I think it applies also to different sectors right now. Like, ang dami ng mga babaeng piloto, there are also drivers that are women, and we've come a long way. Pero don't get me wrong, sabi ko nga, we still have a lot of things to do, diba? But of course, we deserve a pat on our back.
That's true. Was there any time where someone, or you heard probably, or somewhere where people in a way question your credibility?
I don't remember any, but I think there were a lot of rejections along the way, and that made me pushed harder, no, for myself. I am blessed that I've given every single opportunity, and I'm also, shout out to this person who gave me an incredible opportunity before when I didn't have the experience in this field, which is yung sa radio ko. That's the first job that I had in this, related to this industry, that wala talaga akong experience whatsoever. I have dealt with a lot of rejections, but yun nga, because of him, I was able to navigate this industry. Standing on your ground, focusing on your goals, and being firm on your principles. That's how you navigate this life, this industry.
It resonated to me what you mentioned about someone provided you the opportunity knowing that you don't really have much of an experience.
Yeah. Kasi 'di ba ganun pag first job mo, sasabihin sa iyo, what are you going to contribute in this company and you don't have an experience, how will I contribute if you won't give me an experience? Diba? If you won't give me a chance, diba?
But sometimes people talaga like there are some people who see potentials to others even if they don't have experience. Like probably is it the guts or there's a certain mannerism that they notice na parang okay, this person could be something and do something. And I think that's in a way what we lack here in the Philippines sometimes, the ability to open space for others, because a lot of Filipinos, I'm not so sure, maybe it's cultural or maybe it's because the economic situation in the country where we hoard all the opportunity and we left nothing for others. We have that. Have you noticed those kind of
Yeah. Kasi somehow we are boxed with certain requirements. And right now siguro unti-unting we are breaking that cycle. And thankful tayo dun sa mga taong who are willing to, you know, be with us to break that norm.
yes, and also vouch for us, no?
Yeah.
You know, you and your work has received multiple accolades and acknowledgments. What do you think sets your storytelling apart from others in the industry that you're in?
Siguro ako kasi I believe in every work that I have done in my life related to this industry is a collaborative effort. No, I'm grateful for all the recognition, the opportunity, and yun nga, as I've said, it's a collaborative effort, and I am thankful to those who have helped me. And if there's one thing that sets me apart, no, or my work apart from others, I guess it's siguro I work with so much empathy and curiosity, no, and yun, I think that helps me a lot.
And then what's your selling pitch as a journalist?
Ano bang selling pitch ko? Ang hirap naman ng question mo kasi I would always
You could probably say like, walang kinikilingan.
No, ganito yan eh. I would always tell this to the people who ask me these kinds of questions. I would always tell them, it's really not about me when I do my work. No, when I do my work, it's not about me. That's what I always tell them. It's always more about the people or the story that I have to share with my audience. So I think that sets me apart from others. No, I'm not saying na it's all about them or whatsoever. But I guess this is me. That's them. This is me. So it's more, di ba, when we went to Negros Occidental to do a documentary, I would always tell you, tama na, this is not about me, it's about the story. Diba? Yung ganun. So I think that sets me apart.
Winner. So let's go back to more of a personal story. And you and Diego took like 2 decades before you got married. Why? And also, how does it affect or in a way received by your family, son, and the people around you? Because that's very unconventional, because a lot of women, once nagka-jowa niya, parang women are being designed that you should get married soon. And there's also
and have
this
children on your own after getting married. Yun nga, that's what I mentioned earlier, diba? If somebody's life lived according to what society tells us, that's on them. I have no judgment on that. Ako, this is me. This is what happened in my life. I never planned it. No, I came from a broken family. Personally, I didn't believe in marriage at that time. And when Diego proposed to me, life happens again. No, his parents died, and ang dami. And I guess the pandemic changed how we view in life. No? We certainly recognize na we only live once. Diba? As cliche as it may seem. Totoo naman.
Yes.
We only live once. And parang we should always make it a point that to put importance on the people that we love and care. So, when we finally decided to marry each other 2 years ago, so I think, sabi ko, this is it. I believe in God's perfect timing. Siguro when he proposed to me at that time, it's not yet our time, no? And this is the time, 2 years ago, that that we needed to get married. And as I've said earlier, diba, I believe naman talaga in that my mantra talaga is my life, my own lane, my own race. Diba?
It's your stories.
My own pace.
And not the story of other people.
Yeah.
Your husband, Diego Castro, comes from a prominent media family. Did you ever feel pressure or like being compared or feeling the need to step out of his shadow?
Of course, at first, it comes with the territory. Diba? Na parang, okay, eto sila, legends ng broadcasting industry. Diba? Pero siguro, it's how you, it's how you view that connection. And I viewed that connection up to today na it's a blessing that I've got to meet them, I've got to be connected with them. And as for Diego being my co-worker, etc. At first, before pa ako napunta in the industry, I would always be, yung partner ni Diego.
Oh.
Yung asawa ni Diego Castro. At some point, when hindi pa ako mature enough, parang, yun lang ba ako? I will always be the wife of Diego or the partner of Diego. But at some point, totoo naman talaga eh. Diba? And as the years go by, parang I've proven my worth din naman. Diba? Given what I've done in the past and today also.
How are you being called now and how are you being addressed now?
Angela Lagunzad Castro. And I love it, diba?
I'm not so sure if you've noticed, if you go to Facebook, Twitter, a lot of people always have this narrative na wag kayong maniwala sa One News, wag kayong maniwala sa mainstream media, sa traditional media. Don't believe them because they don't give you the right information. Bias sila, they're being bought by politicians or companies, la 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 la. There's a constant narrative from different social media platforms we're in.
I know.
They constantly discredit.
Yeah. Every day we get that. And let's say for example, we had a coverage on SONA. You will post a poster of us covering the SONA. And then you will see all the comments, mga bayaran yan, mga bias yan, mga kung ano-anong dilawan, pinklawan, mga Dutertes. Lahat na. So, akala ko ba, dilawan kami ngayon, Dutertes naman. O, ba't ganito? Bakit ganito yung gano'n, di ba? Pero, as much as possible, tinitingnan mo, tatawa ka na lang dun sa yung mga comments na gano'n, ano. And, yun nga, people tend to believe more, on what they see on social media rather than on mainstream media. And, I believe, siguro, just being always, yun lang din yung lagi mong gagawin. Always, or be factual all the time. Hold the line with other journalists by standing for truth. Yun lang, all the time. So, it may be not sellable to other people. It may not be as baduy to other people. But it's the truth. So, yun lang lagi. So, whatever we do, lagi kami gearing towards the truth. Disinformation is really scary, yung disinformation. And you will see it a lot on social media. And you have this ethics that you go by na hindi ka pwedeng, lumihis on that path. So, we have bigger responsibility in a sense na, our credibility is in the line. So, we must protect that.
So, mas accountable kayo, compared to some...
But I don't want to belittle them, pero somehow ganun. Wala kasing regulations sa social media. You can say whatever you want. And sabi nga nila, I can say whatever I want on my page because it's my page. And it's, freedom of expression. It's our country is, diba, we are following a democratic country, whatsoever. But still, sabi nga namin, lagi namin pinag-uusapan yan sa show na, freedom, has responsibility, has an accountability. So, it comes a long way. Tawag dito, it comes hand in hand, kumbaga. So, as I've said, doon kasi wala silang regulator eh. Sa amin, may magbabantay sa amin. And that's how we, navigate this path that we are, towing right now.
So, let's proceed to the advocacies that you have been supporting. Beyond your daily routine, on the news, you also immerse yourself in various initiatives and advocacies, and with people with disabilities, malnutrition, hunger, children and women. And among all of this initiative, which one knocks closer to your heart?
Favorites, gano'n? Or talagang tumatak sa akin?
Yes.
Dami kasi. They're all so powerful
Okay,
stories.
it's probably one that really
One-
moved you.
One would be, it's the story about this boy who was abandoned by his parents, grew up in the, neighborhood lang. Yun nga, ang essence is, he was abandoned by his parents, but he studies pa rin until now, and he sells dried fish, on the streets every day after school. So, it's a story of perseverance and determination. It's called Daing Boy. Parang one day, after doing that story, one day same routine, I came to our work, and then everybody was congratulating me. My boss, my colleagues, and oy, grabe, viral, ganyan, congratulations, ganito, ganyan. Number 2 in the Philippines at that time. And it has garnered 10 million views as of now, no? And yun nga, it's gone viral at that time. So nagulat na lang ako, everybody was congratulating me. And then what makes it important also is that they were messaging me, people were messaging me, people from around the world were messaging me and asking me how are they going to help this poor kid.
Oh, that's nice.
So this kid has his own bank account where he saves for his college, tuition fee, etc. So in a sense, parang nagkaroon siya ng movement to help this little boy. So that makes it memorable.
And that resonate to your personal story as well,
Yeah,
perhaps?
I guess. Somehow subconsciously ganun, no? That's why siguro parang may side of inkling ako dito sa story na to.
And you also open an opportunity for him
Yeah.
to thrive.
Mm-mm.
That's nice. Question, beyond sharing stories, meron bang parang on-ground initiative programs that you have supported?
Yeah, of course. So much I did already. I forgot na yung iba. But
One of the best.
one of the best, of course, I did a lot of fundraising for Save the Children. I am part of Let Love Thrive right now. Diba? Who champions the mental health awareness as well, and the well-being of children, women, and of course the other marginalized sectors such as the mga persons with disabilities.
How do you think way of journalism evolves in 10 years? I mean, like, do you see it change in a way like it would change like how it is now?
It has already been changing, no? Closing down ABS-CBN has changed the narrative of media industry, no? But on a silver lining, it creates or it opened a lot of opportunities for everyone, no? Lumabas yung iba't ibang mga stations, lumabas yung mga iba't ibang opportunities for other people for this type of industry.
And also the growth of social media,
Yeah.
it kind of ballooned.
Yeah. On the things that we are going, more on online tayo. No? But it doesn't mean that this industry will die. It will still hold on for it. Newspaper, radio is still holding on the line.
I know.
But there's one thing that I'm hopeful for this industry is not to be eaten by the system. Yun lang.
That's true. That's true. Given that capitalism is really growing.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future, capitalism in a good way.
Yeah.
But what are the challenges do journalists face now na that didn't exist when you were starting?
I don't know. Fake news, I guess. Disinformation.
So walang fake news way
may
back
fake
then?
news naman noon. Pero I think yung highlighted yung disinformation. The trolling, 'di ba? The disinformation campaign is highlighted, especially kapag campaign period.
That's true.
Oo.
And also, troll farms is popping up like mushrooms. Yeah,
Everywhere, 'di ba? Lahat yata ng industry ngayon are connected to troll farms.
that's true.
'Di ba?
What kind of legacy do you hope to leave in the Philippine journalism and advocacy?
Grabe naman. If that time counts. Siguro I want to be remembered as someone who made an effort. No? Made an effort to those who need help. Yun lang.
Someone who didn't just sit and watch,
Yeah.
but as someone who did something.
Someone who did something. Someone who made an effort. No, someone who didn't just sit here and watched everything crumble. It might be not big of a deal for somebody else, but for others, yung ginawa ko, I think, okay for them.
I think it's not about us saving everyone.
Yeah,
it's
I
about
know.
us helping
Yeah.
at least some of them, and hopefully that those people that we help will also help others.
Yeah. And yun
create
yun,
a
diba, as
ripple effect.
as Mahatma Gandhi would say it, be the change that you want to be.
But looking back, what are, or is there any like proud moment in your life journeys so far that you would probably say like, okay, this is it. This is, I made this happen. This is my achievement. This is all on me.
I would probably say the greatest achievement that I have would not be just my work, but on a personal level would be my son, giving birth to my son, Leo. Because it gave me the opportunity to be responsible. I mean, I was responsible before, but iba yung magulang eh. No, and nobody teaches you to be a parent. There's no textbook talaga that you follow as a parent because each child is different, But you anchor your responsibility with love and trust. No, so siguro with that's my greatest achievement, and what I would want for him to know, or what I would want for him to grow up with, is that he won't be taking the same path that I take.
If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self before entering journalism and all those challenges that happened to you, what would it be? I mean, you've been to a lot of hindrances, challenges in life. It's up and down. I'm sure there are many moments there where you question yourself, you question your worth. You worries, you doubt yourself, you doubt
I always
everything
doubt
around
myself. So if I can go back and tell my younger self, you're going to be okay. You're all right, Angel. Yun lang.
you. And hang in there.
Oo.
Kaya mo yan. You.
Oo.
But more than that, how can people in a way support your initiatives? I mean, you've been doing a lot of things, and sometimes you mentioned that some people would call you, they would want to donate or help some of the people or community that you support. But on top of those people who can afford to give money, how can other people support your initiatives?
As I've said, I believe in collaborations. And in every work that we do is a collaborative effort. But for those who cannot support my initiatives financially, there's always room for other opportunities to do that. No, one would be volunteerism. Diba? They can volunteer and help me or help other communities as well that resonate the community that they want to help. They can, as simple as being kind. Choosing to be kind every day is a way to help, a way to support. Okay.
We're going down now to the last question.
Okay.
So, last question, the magic question is, when you hear about the word Pathbreakers, what comes into your mind?
Breaking the barriers, changing the norm, thinking outside of the box. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my support system, which is my family. Particularly, of course, my mom, my siblings, and of course, Diego and my son. There was a point in my life that parang, I think nagpunta na rin tayo lahat sa ganung point in life na we wanna give up on our dream because we thought it's not going to happen anymore. But yun nga, Diego is one of the people who, pushed me and said na it's going to happen, just wait for it. So I'd like to thank that because it's really important for someone to have a support system.
We
Diba?
all do, yeah.
Yeah. Somebody who believe in you. Diba? Kasi there are times talaga that you'll be in that place of darkness and you will need someone to pull you up from that darkness. Woo.
Angela, thank you for your time and for your commitment to journalism and the impact that you have brought to the lives of others, and of course to our listeners and to the people that listens to you or watches you on TV. Thank you so much for making time for the Pathbreakers.
Thank you for inviting me and more power to your show.
Remember, real change starts when we challenge the status quo and ask the right question, like what Angela did in her day-to-day work as a journalist. I am your host, Rhadem Musawah, and see you next time, and thank you for watching the Pathbreakers. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you. Yay.